Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to yet another episode of Rogan Radio Live from the friendly confines of Studio A here on the luxurious campus of Casa La Rogan.
Yeah, we've already got a question up for you.
A question already? Or so early in the evening?
Yes.
Who's the question from?
Carol.
Carol, ask a question. What would the question be?
She says, oh my God, is that the Chipettes?
Hold on.
Sounds like them.
Hold on just for a second. Alexa, ask the Magic 8 Ball if that is the Chipettes.
The Magic 8 Ball says, most likely.
Yeah! And you know, when whatever Alexa says is absolutely the truth. Let's rock it out. It's Sunday. You're listening to Rogan Radio. Tonight we got some great things to talk about. We're going to talk about things that seemed really legitimate about, 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Now we're going to compare that to things that they thought in the last 300 years. And so that's going to make, 300 years in the future.
All right.
Are we going to be as smart as we think we are? Probably not. We're going to find out. We have some great criminal news, including a guy from Florida who burned his ex-wife's house down. Now, that doesn't make him special. What makes him special is he ran from the cops in a Charger painted as the General Lee.
Oh.
Now, that is legit.
Anytime you run from the cops into General Lee, that's legit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wish that happened in Shinson.
We're getting a call from Bridgeport already this evening. That's probably Todd Hall. Did he move? Todd moved. I don't know if he stayed in Fairmont.
I don't know,
or not,
did he?
though. I don't know. Yeah, Todd did, actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to call. Tonight, we're also going to talk to Jason with the Boy Scouts of America from Shinston. They have a flag retirement ceremony that's going to be happening along with the American Legion downtown on Thursday. We're going to tell you all about that. We're going to be down there filming all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be, if you've never seen it, it's a very touching ceremony because the flag means so much to so many people, and we're going to get in on that action.
If you're in the local area and you have a chance to come down and see that,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead and stop by and see that. It's Thursday, I think 6:30.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Jason here.
Thursday
and,
at 6 o'clock. So
yeah, we'll talk to him
if you
here.
get a chance, stop by and see that.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him here. Also have this great, guys, are you out there, are you having a problem picking up chicks? I mean, that's a problem a lot of guys have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Used to be.
Well, we all kind of experience it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you know.
First of all, you shouldn't be picking up chicks.
Well, you know what?
Back in the days, we're
Yeah,
talking.
back
Back
in
in
the
the
day.
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, if you're having problems picking up chicks, we're going to help you out tonight by giving you some pickup lines.
I like it.
And that,
Sometimes them little suckers are hard to pick up though. But you
Oh,
got
I'll
you
tell
got
you what.
you got
Yeah, but the thing is,
pick them up because
yeah.
the hawks will get them.
you got to
That's
make
true.
the girls laugh. That's the thing. That's a must.
Oh, Lord.
yeah, that's why Michelle was always laughing.
Lord.
Today we were in Fairmont. Megan had her graduation party.
God bless
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
You missed it, D-Mac. But guess what? For you, I have cupcakes left over.
Oh, my God.
We had it up at the Copper House, and let me tell you,
God bless it.
Normally, we don't give free props out unless, we give free props out all the time, actually. But let me tell you something. We went up there today, and it was catered, and they had meatballs, and they had rigatoni, your typical kind of stuff. But they had this
Fajita
chicken.
as I like to call it, vagina.
Vagina.
Yeah, it's like vagina.
Vagina chicken.
It was
That's
fajita
sort of-
chicken.
Fajita chicken.
Oh, we're getting another call.
Same person?
Yeah. But we're not going to talk to them right now because we have things to talk about ourselves.
I do like the hotline ringing, though.
I know, it's pretty cool. See, listen.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I'll just keep it up just so we can listen to it like
Yeah.
that. But anyway, they had fajita.
Please don't.
Fajita, what did I call it? Vagina?
Vagina.
Yeah, whatever it
Vagina.
was. Fajita chicken. And let me tell you something. I could eat that every single day of my life until I die.
I like it.
Well, there
It was-
wasn't
it
much
was
It
left
was very
over.
good.
It
That
was.
was
It
good.
really was good.
I can't
good.
go that far, but it was good.
Yeah.
There wasn't much left over, so it must have been good.
So one good thing about it, last week at Fairmont State University now, Megan graduated.
Yep.
Today we had a graduation party. Tomorrow she's on her own. God bless her.
That's reason to celebrate right there.
Absolutely.
See ya, Meg. See ya.
Absolutely. First thing we're going to do right now before we talk to Jason, we're going to find out who's on with us. We like this. Give us a little
actually,
comment
we
so
have
we can
Megan
shout you
Walker.
out. Give me some names, what I want to know.
We got Tim
Megan
Sutherland
Walker's
on here.
watching.
Tim. Hello, Tim.
Crystal
And-
Lewis.
Crystal, I saw Ashley on there. Pam Kirby is
Thank
on
you,
there.
Crystal, for what you did for me today,
Boing.
by the way.
Yeah.
She
Holly
helped
Courtney?
me out.
Paula, hello. Hello, Polly.
Mrs. Mack is on there.
Oh.
Hey, did anybody listening right now?
Mack.
Did anybody
Ashley Southern Wolf.
Ashley? Did anybody not go see Garth Brooks last night? Did anybody not go see
I
Garth?
didn't.
I didn't go.
I didn't go.
Seems like everybody and their brother went up to Pittsburgh last night. Mad Dog was up
Yeah.
there for one.
Yeah, Tim went.
Ron John was
Ron
up
John
there.
went, Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Garth Brooks was still singing songs.
I thought he retired. But
Well, I thought he turned into that rock star, something, whatever his name was. What was his alias? I can't remember that one. It was Bomb Mills. You remember when he did that though?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, you got to like Garth Brooks to know that.
Hold on.
Yeah,
on.
Garth Brooks, he went there for a while after he retired from country. This is after he shacked up with Trisha.
He was very well. I
We're
mean,
gonna look
popular
it up.
back in when I was in college.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks and George Strait, sure.
Yeah.
Megan went.
Back in the 90s.
Was it last year when he was in Charleston?
I'm not sure.
Or
Chris
was that
Gaines.
2 years ago.
Chris Gaines, is that
Chris
who it was?
Gaines.
Yeah.
Carol just popped off
Yeah.
with a Chris Gaines.
Hey, by the way, Carol, I waved at you. Now, remember when she gave me all
oh,
kinds
yeah,
of
she
flack?
gave you all that kind of
Yeah,
hell.
I waved at her over by where the Saltwell Exxon used to be.
Hello,
on
AJ.
Wednesday or Thursday,
Hello,
and she
Mindy.
did not wave back.
Oh,
Listen,
get on her.
was she in the Jeep?
Get on her.
Was she in the Jeep?
Yeah, Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
wave at her every day.
Yeah.
I wave at Carol every day on the way home, right? Because she's coming off of coming out of like say Jewel City, Musby Cove or whatever that is right there.
Yeah.
Jesus
That's the same
Christmas.
number. Just answer it. They've called 3 times in a row.
find out.
Answer it.
Hey, it's Papa John's. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Chuck Rogan.
Yeah, who am I talking to?
Jason Dingledine.
Hey, Jason, we were just about ready. We were just about ready to call you, brother. What's happening?
Well, not too much. Janice asked me to dial you at 7:15.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, listen, we're very flexible
You
around
should,
here,
you should
brother.
probably put a buffer on that from now on.
Jason, there's a big thing coming up on Thursday here in town with the Boy Scouts, the American Legion. You guys are going to retire some flags. Give us a little bit of, give us some details about this.
I'd be glad to. The Scoutmaster before me started this tradition about 7 years ago, and the Boy Scouts of Troop 59 out of Shinston have hosted a flag retirement ceremony where we encourage, it's a service we provide for the community, but it's also for the boys' benefit. It's for them to see the significance of it. And the American Legion, right in Shinson Post 31, with Bruce Grimes and the gang have been incredible. They support this and they participate in it with us every year. So there will be a lot of veterans there. And what we do is we collect flags throughout the year. The American Legion also collects flags, and there are a lot of people that know we do this, and so they reach out to us, and we collect flags all year long. And we'll go out there. We always do it the Thursday before Memorial Day. And we will start a fire early in the afternoon. The ceremony itself kicks off at 6 p.m. And the boys have rehearsed. We spend a lot of time getting the park ready, the memorial itself ready for the ceremony by doing a lot of weeding and mulching and pressure washing. We actually drain and scrub the fountain every year. So again, the boys have an opportunity to give back to the community through service, and they're also learning a lot about flag etiquette. We use it as an opportunity to talk about the meaning of Memorial Day. And so by the time the ceremony rolls around, we've had a lot of opportunities to talk to them about the significance of it. It goes very well every year. I'm sure this year will be great, and it's run by the boys. We have invited some of the news channels, and I know the mayor will be there.
Fantastic. Jason, let me ask you this real quick. If somebody, because maybe a lot of people don't know what to do with the flag if it gets like, kind of messed weathered or kind of tore up a little bit. Is there a way, should they get a hold of you? Or say if somebody personally, I think like with my flag. I went through the process myself. I just, some people just don't know how to do that. Maybe they just throw it in a trash can or whatever. Is there a way to actually get hold of and I'm sure a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Just because they don't know. Yeah. Is there a way that somebody could get hold? Could they just call the Boy Scouts or get hold of the Boy Scouts somehow so they could dispose of it properly?
Well, it's not just any troop. Actually, we're the only Boy Scout troop that I know of locally that has a flag retirement ceremony every year. But they're welcome to, if they're in or around Shinston, to drop it off at the American Legion Post 31 or the United Methodist Church there. And I'm sure it'll find its way to us. But to just say that any troop does it, I know there are a lot of troops that don't. So, but if they want to bring it to Shinston, we'd be be happy to take care of it for them.
Fantastic. Once again, give us a rundown what's going to happen on Thursday again, brother.
6 p.m. The public's welcome and encouraged to attend. We will kick off the ceremony at 6 sharp, and it should last about 30 minutes, weather permitting. And I know the city's supporting us with a sound system. Again, the mayor will be there. Some news outlets will be there. And the American Legion Post 31 veterans will be there. And the public is welcome to attend.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Jason, we can't wait to see you on Thursday, brother.
I appreciate it, and thanks for your time.
All right, man. Thank you, man. That was Jason. He was
Thank you.
he's with the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 59 from Shinston. This Thursday, once again, down at the American Legion, starting at 6 o'clock. They're going to have I like to call it a flag retirement,
Yeah,
kind of ceremony.
I like it.
There is a way to
Yeah,
actually.
that's what it's called. It's
Okay, there's
flag
actually a way
retirement.
to dispose of the flag. So, when you have it, it's not just like a yard decoration.
And just
Yeah.
one step further, anybody that knows me, Darren Hardeman, anybody that knows me knows that they can get a hold of me on Facebook or anywhere, and I will take care of that for them. I'll stop and pick the flag up, and then I will turn it in to the Legion. But you just feel free to get a hold of me on Facebook, and I'll make sure I get it from you.
Fantastic. Chad, what's some of the rides coming up? Speaking of some cool things, you guys rode the bikes today. That's the reason I brought it up today, or
Yeah.
just started thinking about it. I saw where some nice, Hogs for Dogs, they're getting ready to have some pre-registration. The Ride for Life, they released their cover photo today for this year's ride, which looks, we're going to have everybody in the studio like we do every single year. It's very important stuff. If you have a bike, pay attention to that. It's going to be a good, and I told Michelle I was going to get a motorcycle. Because I'd like to call them, I don't know, you can say bicycle, you say motorcycle,
It's a
same
silent,
word, right?
silent Y.
That's right.
Yeah,
You know what she told
a
me?
soft Y.
She goes, Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave that one out here.
Oh, Lordy.
Anyway, I told her, I said, I'm getting myself a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You know what she told me? No,
You know
you're
what
not.
she told me? You know what she
She
told
said,
me?
no, you're not.
I don't think that's
No,
a good
you're not,
idea.
Chuck Rogan. No, you're not. You know what I said? You're right. I am not getting a motorcycle.
Well, yesterday there was the child abuse ride.
Child abuse ride.
That was a 100-mile ride and everything.
Did you
So
go?
I didn't get a chance to go. It started at the same time that I was getting off work, so
Oh.
I couldn't get up to Morgantown fast enough. Time travel is still not a thing yet. Of course, next weekend's Memorial Day. Darren, Todd, and I will be going down to Rolling Thunder. But after that, the 1st of June, we've got the Kids and Heroes ride. That's sponsored out by Triple S.
Yeah.
The 2nd, which is a Sunday, is a Cruising for Dogs.
Yeah.
Tater Tot in the Mountains, or Tater Tot on the Mountains. That's June the 7th. June 15th, we've got Hogs for Dogs.
The big one.
That's the one
Yeah.
that we do down
Tracy
this
and
way
Chuck.
locally. But there's also the Todd May Ride, which that's sponsored out by Triple S Harley Davidson.
There's a lot of them.
That's just through to the month of June. Now, right now, I don't have anything listed that's been brought to my attention
Right.
for July yet. But
If you have anything like that, go ahead and give us a ring or leave us a text, 681-222-7646. And then Chad, our event coordinator, as you can tell right behind him, we have the event board. This thing is full to the max.
It's
If you
full,
have
packed
something you
full.
want us to talk about or you'd like to come into the studio and talk about, listen, let us know.
We have you on the schedule.
We'll put you right on in, and you can
Yep.
come in. You can come in. Once again, speaking of that, we are now in summertime hours, which
Yeah.
means every other week the show will
Right.
happen. So,
Right.
like
Yeah.
next weekend, where it'll be Memorial Day, we won't
We're
have it.
off. Right.
Then the next weekend we'll be back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
June
and then
1st.
it'll alternate.
Yes.
Right.
June
And so
Right.
it's
Okay.
going to start alternating
Yeah,
a little
it's gonna
bit.
get crazy.
Because it's summertime. We got
that'll-
stuff to do too.
That'll be June 2nd. June 2nd.
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
I'll have all kinds of stuff June 2nd for baseball.
June 2nd, then June 16th, then June 30th.
Okay. Mindy Payne says, when are you going to come to Webster so you can ride mine?
Well,
Speaking of Webster, we're
actually-
getting ready. Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad we have to work because the Woodchopper Festival's happening this weekend down in Webster.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
Something about lumberjacks really turns me on. I don't know what it is. I think it's
Must
when
be
they're
their logs.
when they. That's why you were queen woodchopper queen. Oh, you like the woodchopper logs, but they have especially when they get on those when they get on the logs and they in the water and they try to spin each other off of them. Pretty slick.
Yeah.
I like that. I like watching that. They get the big chainsaws and they cut them logs right in half.
I love the speed climbing.
Yeah.
The speed climb, where they go up and then they come down.
It's all neat.
Do you think they
all of it's
so-
neat.
Do you think they actually do that in Canada when they're chopping trees down? Do you think they get up there as fast as they can? Because I've seen some pretty bad videos where they cut those trees in half.
Well, when
and it
them
falls
trees
down and
start
just
falling
crushing
the
them
wrong
dudes.
direction and everything, I'm sure they do come off pretty damn
Well,
fast.
yeah, pretty close.
I like the hot saw too.
I love hot
Yeah,
sauce,
I do
dude.
too.
Yeah.
I like
Oh, I
all that
love
stuff.
hot sauce.
Oh,
I like
man,
Tabasco.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We actually had a girl at the post office back before when the plant was still operational. You guys was downtown, but
Okay.
she was a casual. Her name was Lori.
Okay.
She was actually a lumberjill.
A lumberjill, really?
And let me tell you
Jack
something.
and Jill went up the tree to fetch a pill of pine.
Branches.
Branches.
What?
Acorns.
Acorns.
It's not a rhyme.
But let
It
me
is
tell you
now.
something. If you don't think
She
that,
buff. She knock you on your ass pretty quick.
oh my,
yeah.
I
Did she
wouldn't
wear
wanna-
flannel even when it's 90 degrees
Nah,
outside? Did
nah,
she ever
she
get
wasn't-
poison ivy?
she wasn't.
She wipe her ass with poison ivy?
You know what? Call us us nose and ask her.
Is that where
She works at Call Cessnos?
Yeah, well, she's kind of like one of the owners.
Oh.
Listen, Lori, I love Call Cessnos. Let me tell you something. You know what? Everybody today talks like this is the only point in history that people were smart. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that everybody knows now is the fact that, we're so smart. People 300, 400, 500 years ago, they were so stupid. Well, here's the thing. We're going to go back, and I'm going to tell you some things that have happened in the past that they thought absolutely was 100% the truth and good for you. Now, what I'm thinking is you have people, especially on Facebook, that like to preach to you about, they know everything and science this and science that. What's saying 300, 400 years from now, they're going to look back and say, man, you guys are really damn dumb. All this stuff that you were floating around and all these people that are believing this stuff now calling you stupid for believing this.
Yeah.
What's the first one come off the top of your head?
Tell
One
me.
was flat.
There's more than
Flat
two
Earth.
genders.
Well, yeah.
They're gonna look back and say, "What? How did we get this far?"
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a little custom. This has really nothing to do, but let me tell you what they did back in the day in medieval times.
Oh, medieval times. was
Medieval.
screwed
Oh,
up.
messed up. One of them, you ever heard of wife selling?
No.
Wife selling. Well, this is what you could do. Say if you got married. Well, there was no such thing as divorce. Actually, I'll take that back. If you wanted to get a divorce, you had to go ahead and submit an application to Parliament.
Okay.
And they, we're talking about Parliament. It'd be like sending something to Congress. So it didn't happen. Now, this act was illegal. However, the law enforcement officials in the local areas said it was okay. If you wanted to go ahead, don't start clapping yet. So what you could do is you could take your wife bound by her neck with a rope down to the courthouse, right?
Okay.
And you could sell her to somebody else. That way you got out of the marriage.
Okay.
And you could do that.
Wow. Like auction or just?
Just like an auction. It was just like selling a house. Like if you didn't
Wow.
pay taxes
Like,
on your house,
I don't like.
I could put a rope around your neck and take you down to that courthouse and say, you know what? This is over. I can't get a divorce because that's going to cost too much money. Highest bidder, you can take
So
her.
if
They're
you
like
like,
Five shillings,
livestock
it's
market.
yours.
if you tell everything that's wrong with her, does that mean she goes cheaper? Like she can't cook, she doesn't clean, she.
Have you ever met a woman that could?
Oh,
Moving on.
dude, I ain't touching that with a
Alrighty then.
Just joking.
You still have to live with me after the show, babe.
Yeah, I know.
Carol can cook, she can clean, she can do it all.
So there's a higher bidder, right?
There ain't
Like,
gonna be no bidding.
seriously.
There ain't gonna be no bidding
Like,
on
if
that
you-
one. I'm
do
gonna
you-
tell you
when
right
you're-
now. I'll be the one to be up for auction if she
So
had her way.
was that only
If you're-
valid just to selling the woman? Can woman do the same thing to the
A
man
woman,
too?
no, a woman could not sell because once a woman in medieval times they got married,
That's
the
bullshit.
wife was actually property of the man. Okay, she was actually property. Now, what a wife could do though, she could put herself up for sale. She could put herself up for
That's
sale.
it.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
otherwise,
that's awesome.
Is that a
Wife
she could
selling
kill
is
him
called.
in
was
his
that
sleep.
an
Or you
overall
could do
the
that,
world?
too.
Or in general,
Yeah.
pretty much, any country was it the same way, or just here in the United States?
No,
Well,
this was
no,
actually
this was in
actually
Europe.
Yeah, this was
Europe.
actually in Europe.
Oh.
I say you make out a resume. Women should make a big long resume, and they sell themselves. They get all kinds of money.
Well, they do that all the way. They do that
Like,
legally
I
in
do
Nevada.
that.
say they go up. New York's got them on every street.
All
corner.
right, let's talk about.
Well, wait a minute.
that's what-
I got something that still
Oh.
is related to today, as far as what you said about medieval times with women.
Okay.
In Doddridge County, you can still go to the courthouse on Sunday after church. You have to attend church, and you can whip your wife's ass.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's still on the books.
What?
But there's probably other laws that kind of
Yeah.
negate that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But it is still one of the. There's a lot of them. Like
There's
that.
all kinds of crazy
Just
stuff.
that
like
one
that.
county?
No. There's,
Oh.
Well, I just know that one for sure.
Yeah.
But let me tell you about some medical things, some scientific things now.
Okay.
That happened in the past, and people thought this was the right way to do things.
Okay,
All right?
all right.
Now, today, we have ways we do things, be it through chemotherapy, be it through whatever it might be. And in 300, 400 years from now, just like we're going to look back on these things, they're going to look back and say, man, you people were so stupid.
Yeah, probably.
Like lobotomies. You're going to be like, what do you think? What were you thinking, right?
No doubt.
First one is about if you had hernias, if you had any kind of gut pain, indigestion, if you went into a river and drowned, you know what the first thing they would do to you? They learned this from the American Indians.
Put
by
your
the way.
feet up.
No.
Okay.
They'd shove a tube in your ass,
Oh, I think I've heard this.
and they would blow tobacco
Yep,
smoke in
Yep,
it.
that's where the phrase comes from.
Blow smoke up
Yeah,
your ass.
yeah.
And they would actually do this up until the early 1900s.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not like all that long ago.
See, well, there was somebody who was really
dude,
famous one time.
It was 100 years ago.
Well, in the scheme of civilization, though. In the scheme of civilization,
I got you, man.
But
I was messing with you.
I've read that before, where there was somebody who was really famous had drowned.
Yeah.
And they pulled him out, and that's what they did. And the guy come back to life, and they're like, bam.
And they absolutely
Right.
thought that was the way to do things.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well,
I
just
guess
like-
if you're half dead, you can go ahead and enter something
Well,
in
just
your
like
exit hole. But
back in medieval time and stuff, where when you
Wrong button, sorry.
got some kind of, when you got an illness or something, they
Yeah.
would bleed you.
Right. Which
You know what I
actually
mean?
would kind of make
Or-
sense
or
with the
blood
leeches.
transfusion. Yeah.
Bloodletting.
Yeah, bloodletting. Yeah.
Yeah, which I kind of get that. I actually kind of understand that a little bit. I kind of get that. Here's a great one for
Until you
you.
lose 4 pints.
Now this one. What if you haven't? Yeah. You guys have kids? Has any of your kids ever been really hyper, or have they not been able to go to sleep, or they crying? Like if you take them somewhere and they're just crying their ass off.
I have no idea.
Drive
what
you
you're talking
nuts.
about.
Have no idea.
no, none of us do. No.
Anybody? Chad, you ever had that problem?
Hell yeah, I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, up until up until the 1930s, you could buy this stuff called Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup.
Oh.
It was developed in Maine in 1849.
Can't wait to hear the ingredients.
So
of this.
almost for 100 years, this is what you gave your kid to calm them down.
All right.
Now, when I was growing up, if I wasn't calming down, my dad didn't give me Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup. He gave me a spanking on my
Yeah,
ass.
got
And
Mr.
that-
Rogan's
Or
belt.
Dimetap.
Yeah.
Dimetap.
They
So
don't even
here,
make that anymore.
here is exactly what is in Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup that you gave your crying little baby or a kid that was a little overactive.
Okay.
It had large amounts of morphine, sulfite
Daggone.
opium, sodium carbonate, and aqua ammonia. And you know what? That would calm your kid down.
Yeah, I bet.
No kidding.
No kidding.
All the way
And
to a
calm me
perfect
down,
night's
too.
sleep.
Up until the 1930s, that was the way to do things. And you're telling me today, everybody on Facebook knowing everything about medicine, they're
Yeah.
like, okay,
Well,
maybe that's not the right way.
At least the only thing I did was give them cherry Tylenol, made them think like they was getting some kind of little dessert cup.
I can't even do that.
See, what Dad would do
My
for
kids
me.
are too smart.
See, I was always after he done whipped my ass and he felt bad. He goes, "Here, have a drink of tea." Little did I know it was Lord Calvert.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bang!" He never really did that.
Yeah, you go to the restaurant. Man, this don't taste like your tea, Dad.
Now here is one. This will be the last one. Now this is one that actually proved to be almost 100% accurate.
All right.
Okay. This actually happened up until the 1950s, if you can believe it. It started like in 1927. This is a pregnancy test. So if you wanted to know if a woman was pregnant, she thought she was pregnant, she would pee in a cup.
Right.
All right. What would they do with that pee? Well, I'll tell you what they would inject it into a rabbit. You can almost see where the rabbit in pregnancy is starting to come about. Okay.
Okay.
So what they would do is they would take this urine from this alleged pregnant woman, and if she was pregnant, it would actually affect the ovaries of the rabbit. Almost to a T of 100% every time. So that at that point, they would say, okay, well, you're pregnant. That's up until the 1950s, that's the only way you knew, other than if you wanted to go through with it.
So what did it do to the rabbit?
Well, they didn't have to kill the rabbit, but you see where the saying comes
Right.
about the rabbit,
Yeah.
but they did it anyway because it was just easier. So they cut the rabbit open, looked at the ovaries. They didn't have to kill the rabbit, but it was like,
Right.
hey, listen,
Yeah.
$15 copay, whatever.
Jeez.
Yeah, plus they can make money by selling the keychains.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See?
That's
but
probably
see,
where they come from.
how about that? Up until the 1950s, Darren, how long was that ago? Yeah, 100 years ago. Yeah, so they were actually injecting rabbits with urine from a woman who thought she might have been pregnant to see what would happen to the ovaries of the rabbit to see if she was actually pregnant at 100%.
So what was the turnaround time on this?
Oh, I have no
It's
idea.
like, hey, we're going to inject
Probably
this
9 months.
Nope, you're good. You're good.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Isn't that nuts?
I want to learn more about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it really is. All of these crazy things, and that's what I'm saying. All of these people that want to put so much stuff into science, you have to kind of watch when you do that because we're only as smart as what we know right now.
The latest technology.
There's all kinds of stuff that we don't know. You know what I mean? That they're going to find out later. That's why that's why things are constantly evolving. So when you say something that happened that it cannot, there is nothing impossible, highly improbable perchance, but not impossible. Because tomorrow we might find out something. I just read something where they're talking about a cancer cure in 10 years because they found something.
Well, I would hope.
All by now.
You know, come on. But anyway.
I get it.
The last thing they cured was polio.
Yeah, but they don't.
They didn't actually cure polio.
They don't want to cure
Well,
things.
that's true.
They came up with a vaccine, but they didn't cure it.
Yeah, they don't want to
That's
cure
true.
anything.
But there's no money.
Yeah,
in
there's
it.
no money in repeat.
Yeah,
You have to have a
There's no
repeat
money
customer.
in cures. There's only money in treatment.
That's right.
You know.
Well, speaking of rabbits, dead rabbits, the rabbit has died. That means, you know what, you're pregnant.
Hey.
Just kind of think about it. We had a little bunny out here that lives underneath this thing.
Underneath this room right
We
here.
haven't seen
Oh,
him.
do you?
And I have.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't. I put some
No,
celery.
I
thing-
saw him yesterday.
Saw him yesterday. Haven't seen him, but we know there's a hawk also flying around. So maybe the hawk got him.
That hawk has been swooping this. I'm going to get the BB gun out.
Well, the thing is about the hawk. Did you guys ever, when you were youngins, did you ever have like a Peter Cottontail rabbit, like a what would you call it, like a little bank? I had one that was a bank.
No, I
Put
caught a
coins in.
rabbit one time, though.
Did you?
And that was not a good idea.
They're almost like a raccoon.
Yeah, my grandpa told us we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And me and my brothers and the neighborhood. So we chased that thing down. I mean, we chased that thing for 45 minutes in his yard. And I dove on it, and I got it. And then it beat the hell out of
Yeah,
it.
and then you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. But no, we caught one time. Then it died. Like right now, it's like, boom, I just had a heart attack. But I got it. I won.
Or you crushed it.
Could have been
Well,
one of those,
that could be too.
It could have been one of those. It could have been one of those very rare,
Massive
almost like a
internal
jackalope, one of those fainting rabbits, like the fainting goats.
Well, it was a few years ago. You know how most of the yards around here, especially with the voles and the moles and everything that
Oh
we got
yeah,
going
I'm
on
getting
real
bowls
bad.
again now.
A few years ago, I was cutting grass in my dad's yard.
Uh-oh.
And luckily, in the area where I had cut grass,
Yeah.
it's
Down over
push
that
mown.
bank.
No, actually, it was in his front yard.
Okay.
And it was around where his flagpole is.
Yeah.
There's a little dip where
Oh.
there was some moles or whatever, and the yard's not level, but there's a little dip. And I'm pushing grass. I'm not paying any attention. Next thing I know, I see grass moving in front of where I'm getting ready to mow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I stop. I'm thinking, okay, we got a snake in the yard. I move the grass. There's 5 little baby bunnies.
Yeah, I did the same thing one time. Yeah.
No lie, it's a hole probably about twice the size.
They're so
About twice the size of
stinking
a
cute.
Coke can.
Yeah.
There's 5 little baby bunnies in there. And I was like,
How many
well,
of them? How many of them did you put women's urine in?
None.
Well,
None.
we could have.
I did that one time. I was out here mowing. I had one of those grass, like those tall grass things, and I went out with the weed eater at the beginning of the year to cut it down. And I cut it as low as I could, and I saw something moving. So, there's a little baby's nest in there, little bunny nest.
Aw.
So I took them inside and breastfed them for 9 months, and they grew up. And man, next thing you know, you have Easter.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
But anyway, back to speaking about rabbits. Guys, are you having problems picking up chicks? Well, you know what? We're going to help you out because when you go to a bar, or when you go to Kroger's, I like to call the MILF Mall, if you go to the mall, if you go, we're at Payless, I don't care where you go. Use these lines when you see a chick, married or not, guess what's going to happen? She's going to be cream in your soup. Wheat, yeah. Salt, it's going to be salt on your celery.
So,
Sugar in your tea.
pepper on my tomato.
Pepper on your tomatoes. Socks on your feet.
Okay. I like socks on my feet.
All right.
I don't suggest this one very often,
Yeah.
but it might work. Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants.
Whoa.
Yeah, all right. all right.
Okay. This is the
That,
one.
that was actually off
Listen.
the movie Night at the
Well,
Roxbury.
this is the one I used on Michelle. First time I ever met Michelle. She was delivering newspapers over in Shenson. I was over at Mom and Dad's. And she looked at me. She goes, "Hi, here's your newspaper." And I said, "What do I need the Webster Chronicles for?" Anyway, I said, "What has 36 teeth and holds back the Incredible Hulk?" She said, "What?" I said, "My zipper."
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Well,
Hey, baby, my love for you is like diarrhea. I just can't hold it in.
Oh, my.
are you a cake? Because I want a piece of that. Let's see here.
Are you religious? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Hey, there must be something wrong with my cell phone because your number's not in it.
I like this one though. I can see this working. I'm new in town. Could you give me directions to your apartment? I like
Hey,
that.
that's actually a pretty
That'll
slick
probably
one.
work.
Once again, we're going over these little pickup lines, and when you meet somebody that you might want to talk to, you know what? Try it out. Or you can just flash $100 and buy them a drink.
Yeah, it's like, are you a beaver? Cause damn.
Damn, that's a good one.
Or if you were a steak, you'd be well done.
Yeah.
Are you a cat? Because I feel like there's a connection between us. Feline, a connection between us.
Are you cake? Because I want a piece of that.
Again.
So nice you had to say it twice.
Wait, did somebody already say that again?
Yes.
Everything I read, somebody's already said.
Well, you're not used to picking up chicks. That's why these things you're taking your
I
time reading all
know.
these.
Michelle, are you a 90-degree angle? Because you're looking right.
Yeah, there
I'm going to read one I don't think anybody's read.
you go. Okay.
My lips are like Skittles. Want to taste the rainbow?
Oh, nice.
Hey,
like
was
it.
that the first time?
That was the first one.
Woo, woo.
That was the first one.
That was good.
I must be in a museum because you truly are a work of art.
Oh.
Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Dang. Life without you, babe. Listen, this isn't even a pickup line. I'm going to talk to you right now.
All right.
Talk to me.
Let me tell you something, Michelle.
Tell me.
Life without you.
Say it with meaning.
Life without you, seriously, is
Come
like
on,
a
babes.
broken pencil.
Really?
It's pointless.
Yeah. Well, I can't
I
say this.
know.
I'll tell you guys later about something that's.
Here's one
Is your
from,
body from McDonald's? Because I'm loving it.
here's one from the old days.
Funniest thing ever. Oh, shit.
Do you want a screw or do I owe you an apology?
Nice. Nice. You notice the one person that doesn't have to use any of these is Bruce.
No.
He's the only one quiet over there. He's like, you know what? You guys are cheesy, man.
Yeah.
Bruce just flexes his muscles, his pecs, and he makes some things dance like freaking Arnold
Listen,
Schwarzenegger.
if a fat man comes in your bedroom and steals you in the middle of the night and sticks you in a bag, it's because I told Santa I wanted you for Christmas.
Oh.
Aww.
Are you a keyboard? Because you seem like my type.
I'm no photographer, but I
just
can
got it.
picture us together.
Yeah.
We're not socks, but I think we're a great pair.
Well, if you're in my house, I can tell you those socks are all over the place. If I followed you home, would you keep me?
Oh, you know what? That's almost, you can't say that these days. You go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at.
Are you a 90-degree angle? Because you're looking right.
It's twice.
So nice, you had to sing it twice.
See?
Okay, I missed that one.
See, D, you have the Michelle disease.
If this-
Today I do.
My mom thinks I'm gay. Can you help me prove her wrong?
oh,
Oh, Lord.
Are you from
I missed that.
Starbucks? Because I like you a latte.
Oh, let's see here.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Michelle, you're a 9. I'm the one that you need.
Yeah.
Aw.
My doctor says I'm lacking vitamin U.
Nice vitamin U. That's funny. And the last one, who's going to pick this one up?
Bruce needs it.
Come on, Bruce, say at
I
least
don't
one.
know. Which one do I want?
Anyone you want. Heather's over here tonight with Brucey. You know what? Don't say it too much
All
because
right, I go.
she's probably going to get over here and rip your
I hear that.
shirt off.
Hey, do you remember me? Oh, that's right. I've only met you in my dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are just some of the pickup lines. Guys, you could use those things anytime you just kind of feel like you need some mojo, need some help.
We got one on the comments.
Okay.
AJ says, "Are you chicken? Because you're impeccable."
I like it.
Ooh, nice.
I like it. Jimmy, what Jimmy say? See, I can't read the comments. I can just.
Are you less than 90 degrees? Because you're acute.
Acute.
it.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty slick too.
That's
I'll tell you
good.
one guy though that really doesn't need any pickup lines at all.
Who's that?
Other than Brucey.
Oh,
I've never, Brucey was kind of holding back a little bit, not making this. These pecker gnats are all over this place again.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Get him.
Where'd the Peckernats come from? But there's one guy, though, that we know for
look
a
around.
fact
100%.
that does not need any kind of pickup line.
Nope.
All he's got to do is walk into a room.
And that guy's name is... You'll see Vaughn Haggerty this Saturday at the Mellon Arena, along with Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, Wayne Worth, Brad Paisley, and little Jimmy Diggins back from the dead. It's Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Dynamite, them 60 machine guns. It's Vaughn Haggerty. Vaughn Haggerty. Order your tickets now and get a special time T-shirt from Agent Wayne Worth. He walks across community action in Clarksburg, cleaning up trash and kicking ass. It's Wayne Worth.
Wayne Worth.
Along with Vaughn Haggerty.
Vaughn Haggerty.
Get all your tickets now, 681-222-7646. This Saturday with Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood. All the Metallica band members dead in prison. The Beatles are back on the reunion tour with John Lennon, picked up with fake eyeballs. I don't know.
Vaughn and Wayne. Wayne and Vaughn.
It's Vaughn Haggerty, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that needs no pickup line. It's the Brucilla of Shinson, Vaughn Haggerty.
Vaughn Haggerty. Yeah, that guy.
Those pictures crack me up. If you guys watch the
Fantastic.
pictures, that's
They're
great.
fantastic. Yeah.
Oh man.
He's a legend.
He
That
he
too
is.
funny.
I mean, he is fighting thieves and
Oh, my
Wyatt and
Lord.
everything.
Let me tell you
else.
something.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
The one thing that I can tell you is that things just sort of come out of nowhere on this particular show. That whole Vaughn Haggerty thing started with D-Mac.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and that just was an ordinary show one day, and all of a sudden it turns into this monster truck video, and it's fantastic. It's something you should hear on DVE.
No, listen, at some point in time, we're going to have to do a best of Vaughn Haggerty.
We absolutely will. We absolutely will.
Oh,
Oh,
too
Lord.
funny.
Phew, it's getting hot in here, but
He's
at least
a
we have the air
good
conditioner
dude.
on.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Oh my God.
Hey, you ever notice?
Listen, if Todd Beck was here, he would sing with me.
Well,
I know it.
I was getting ready to say something.
Yeah.
About Todd Beck.
I know,
Say
I'm
it.
a little nervous.
Say it,
sitting
preach
in
it.
You ever
this
notice
chair.
how smooth things go when Todd's not here?
It just goes smooth. There's no stress
But
back.
Todd sings with me.
He does.
Jimmy sings with me too
There you go.
sometimes. I can't do it. My mom's forbid that thing.
Really?
I would disappoint my mother.
Well,
Okay. But I brought the.
Would anybody else like to hold it?
No.
This is the stress backer. Jimmy bought Todd. By the way, where's Jimmy at? He's in Pittsburgh
I
tonight. He
can't-
went to go see Garth
I
Brooks.
can't play with it.
Well, you're not.
You're not lying. Anyway, let's talk about some Let's talk about some stupid crooks, some crime news. First of all, we were talking about this guy earlier. Now, if you're going to do something crazy, you know what? Let me tell you something. Do it in style.
Yeah.
This guy's name's Oswald, right? He's from Florida. You know what he does? He goes and burns his ex-wife's house down. Burns it down. They're kind of pissed off at each other, I reckon.
If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.
You know, I'm telling you what. So what did he do? The cops show up. He's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I didn't burn her house down. Come chase me now. So he gets in his Charger that's painted like the General Lee, and he goes on a flying spree. The guy's gonzo. You imagine seeing that on the news?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I could.
But I would really. I'm still laughing, bro. Oh, my God. Yes, but I would love to see that on the news.
Let's get a little closer home, shall we?
Yep.
What if you're a police officer and you go to arrest somebody because they're doing something crazy?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because you get arrested. Now, mind you, just because you get arrested doesn't necessarily mean you did anything. They're just arresting you until you go to court to figure out if you did do anything
Right.
wrong. If you're guilty of
Innocent
whatever.
until proven
Right.
guilty.
Well, Randy, he's from West Virginia, down in Clay, West Virginia.
All right, Randy.
Well, guess what? He's suing. He's suing the deputies down there in Clay. You know why?
Nope.
Years ago, he had an ATV accident. He lost one of his arms.
Oh,
So he
wow.
got kind of addicted to some pain pills because of that. He was
Okay.
a one-armed bandit, so to speak.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, he got in trouble a couple days ago. He got arrested. And when they handcuffed him, you know what? How do you handcuff some guy with only one arm? How do you do it?
Your belt loop and the other arm.
Well, they handcuffed his wrist to his ankle.
Oh, that.
So now he's
Ow.
he's filing a lawsuit.
Okay. Well, he might win that. I don't know.
No, he won't.
I don't know.
No, he won't.
What do you do?
That's exactly what you do.
Do you?
There
Yeah.
you go.
You
There you go.
actually, in all actuality, it's you handcuff them to their ankle unless you have a pair of shackles, and then you actually put shackles on their ankles and handcuff the hand to
Well,
shackle
I can
itself.
see that. I can see that.
No, absolutely. But anytime you talk about handcuffing, I absolutely believe everything Chad says because he's done it on me 1,000 times, so I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, you have to do this. This is the law, man. I'm like, hey, okay. This is
Well,
all I did was eat your Slim Jims.
Well, the bad part, I learned that kind of stuff while I was in Corrections Officer Academy whenever I was working for the jail.
Right.
Because you get stupid questions like that.
And it's going to be something you have to deal with, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, what do I do? What do I
See,
do?
That's it. That's crazy.
And because we have a lot of fans over in the UK, God bless y'all.
We got a story from there.
We have a story from there.
All right.
In the park over there, over in the UK, a woman, and I guess it's sort of like this everywhere. I've seen it, but it's not so bad in the UK. As far as when a woman wants to breastfeed, she can do that wherever she wants, however she pleases. Listen, you're just giving your baby some milk. That's
Right,
all it is.
right.
You're just being a milk truck. So a lady comes up and kind of gives her some grief, saying, "Can't you do this somewhere else? This is not the place to do this." So
Right.
the woman who's breastfeeding gets a little upset, gets a little pissed off. So you know what she does?
No.
Oh, please tell me she squirts that woman.
She pulls her boob out, and she does.
No
She
way,
squirts the woman in the face and takes off.
Awesome.
Now listen,
Oh, that's great.
I've seen videos of things, but I don't know if I've ever. Can you actually shoot that thing up and squeeze that thing like it's a jug? Can you do that, Michelle? Can you do that? Can you,
Yes.
like if I'm sitting here, can I squirt Bruce in the face right now?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like a
Get
super
outta here.
soaker.
Those things got some range.
Yes,
too.
they do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Had no idea.
Oh yeah.
I
That
didn't know
is
that either.
freaking awesome, man.
But congratulations to the milk soaker over in the UK, over in Kent, to be honest with you. Fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. Shoo. But while I was reading that, what was funny is I came up across another story because yesterday was the Preakness. And did you happen to watch the Preakness
No.
yesterday?
I missed it.
Second leg of the Triple
What's
Crown.
that?
Second leg of the
Oh.
Triple Crown over at Pimlico in Baltimore. So they had right out of the gate, jockey got thrown off a horse. They had
Oh,
like
no, I did see
yeah,
that.
so that
Yeah.
horse went
Oh,
around
man,
there,
I
right?
missed it.
And Maximum Security actually wasn't in this race. However, the owner is still a little bit upset.
I guarantee you.
This is the owner. This is the horse that actually won the Kentucky Derby, but was disqualified.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, his owner told all the 4 other horses that finished before Maximum Security in
Yeah.
the end. Okay. Todd Hall's calling. Anyway, he said, "Put up or shut up. I'm going to race all 4 of your horses. If you win, I'll give you $5 million."
No kidding.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't know if he's going to race up at in New York or not. I don't
In
know.
Belmont?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to do that because he wasn't over there in Pimlico yesterday.
Man, I missed a pre.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was watching this thing because I'm normally a Triple Crown, but since Max, I love horse racing. But do you know this? What could $200 buy you? Do you have an extra $200 laying around? No, not many people
Not
do.
really.
Well, if you have an extra $200, you can buy the 1997 Kentucky Derby winners, Silver Charm, if you remember that one. You could buy like a pint of not moonshine, but the horse's shit.
Really?
$200.
$200.
Why?
1997
Why would
Kentucky
you do
Derby
that?
winner, Silver Charms, $200.
So you can inject it, see if you're pregnant or not.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh.
After they did the rabbit thing, they would have and did that to people. You get your husband and you see if he's full of shit or not. So
There
you
you
get
go.
that on there.
Oh, such a shit test.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. But you could actually for $200 buy a jug or
Really?
buy a pint of Silver Charms, the
And
1997.
that just goes
Kentucky,
to show you people will buy
but buy
anything.
anything.
will buy
Absolutely
anything.
nuts. Is it
Obviously,
not?
somebody has bought that. That's drove the price up to $200.
Or they wouldn't sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy I was reading, and he goes, it's kind of bizarre for me because he goes to these owners, which I'm actually kind of impressed that Silver Charm's still alive. I
Yeah.
mean, after the best thing for a horse is to win the Kentucky Derby because then you're not going to go to the
Right.
glue factory.
That's true.
The bad thing about it is you're going to be a stud pretty much
Rest
every
of your
single
life.
day the
Yeah.
rest of your
Yeah.
life.
Well, it may not be bad for if you're the horse.
Well, and then maybe
I mean,
not.
it just depends.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anybody see John Wick 3 yet?
No, not yet.
No, but I watched 1 and 2 again last. Well, actually, I watched.
Yes,
part
what,
of 2
4
last
times last night?
1 and 2. I'm hoping that 3 kind of even comes close to 1 and 2. 'Cause I
One was the
love
best.
John
Well,
Wick.
you got to
Oh,
you got to
man.
realize too. I mean, yeah, 2 was more or less like more of one,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
But 3, the storyline from where he's become excommunicado, and now he's in open contract worldwide. So it's going to be a lot of action, I believe. But I hope
Yeah.
that it's not just that.
Yeah.
I hope there's more because if you remember at the end, what's his name that owns the hotel? You know.
Yeah,
the-
yeah. They
He,
got the
he
Continental.
gave him one of
Yeah.
them. He gave him one of those markers.
Yeah. That's interesting. I do want to see it.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. See, I'm getting kind of jacked up for this Godzilla movie also.
Yeah.
Wait, before we change Godzilla,
Yeah.
did you all see on YouTube? Well, you know how Keanu is he's just a real life badass.
Okay.
I mean, he does all
Keanu
his
Reeves.
training.
Oh, yeah. Most certainly.
he does all his
Yeah,
training.
he really does.
But did you see the one on YouTube where Halle Berry is training with him?
No.
Let me tell you something.
I actually did
Oh,
see
yeah,
that
let me
one.
tell you
That
something.
is wicked, buddy.
She's got
yeah.
that shit down pat
Yes.
too. I'm gonna tell you, it's no slouch
Yeah.
whatsoever.
She really does.
She gives Keanu Reeves a run for his money.
Yeah.
You know, in
And she-
times and accuracy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Okay,
I was
go ahead.
I was
sorry.
looking up. Godzilla's coming out. Don't forget that May 31st. It's going to be.
We're still doing that as a group, right?
Right.
All right.
Brucey, you in for that? Heather, you in for that back there?
Yeah, I'm on you for
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, there
It's
you
an
go.
evening
We're gonna
hours,
do it
right?
at the drive-in, right?
If
that
they
what-
have
Oh,
it, but
I
when it
think-
comes
yeah,
out,
I mean, I would like to go
It
to the
depends on
drive-in,
where it's
but
at.
I would like to actually see it in a
theater.
Oh,
just to
okay.
get the shake and
Yeah.
bake.
Oh, that's a
everything.
guys' night thing. Yeah.
No, you can go.
I don't really.
No, well, you don't have to go. You don't have to go.
If it's at the drive-in, I will go.
Why? Do
If
you, well,
it's-
what's special
We'll
about
see.
the drive?
I don't like being in a box for 2 hours.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like to go to the
Godzilla
movies.
screaming. Oh yeah, you.
Even
would.
though I tell you what, though, we do need to go over to the Ellison hit the drive-in because it
We
is.
really
We'll set up our own little
Yeah.
little stash or
Yeah.
our own little thing
like
out
we did
there.
that first time.
So much fun. And I just happened to look up the worldwide box office numbers now for Endgame.
Avengers.
Endgame.
2.6 billion.
That's nuts.
Jeez.
Isn't
That's
that crazy? Crazy.
Such a good
Craziness.
movie.
And you
though.
know the thing about it is, whenever something sets this, you're like, that'll never be broken.
It will be.
Oh,
eventually.
something
You know
will.
what I mean?
Sooner
Yeah.
or later.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
Yeah. You know,
Sooner or
I just
later.
remember when I went and watched Titanic, and I kept trying to tell them. I said, "Hey, listen, this ship's going to sink. It's going to sink." And they didn't
Nobody
believe it.
believed you.
you.
Nope.
Nobody believed you.
But it's
You know,
not.
I did find something out about the Avengers, though, Marvel, is that, and I didn't know this, so I asked a question. It was like, Disney owns that now.
Yeah.
And they're putting this big Star Wars park in. You're seeing some more stuff of that, which is going to be pretty awesome.
That
You can
is.
actually live as a Jedi. You can pick a character.
I know.
It's going to be so cool.
It's
That's
gonna be
awesome.
wicked.
That's going to be so cool. They're also spending a crap ton of money on this Avatar part of the park. Now, there's, as far as I know, Avatar, I don't know how many people would even remember Avatar.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
been so long ago
I never
now.
watched Avatar.
Yeah,
Never
I-
have.
I haven't either.
Every single
I swear to you, never watched it.
Oh
the-
my lord!
the
you,
thing-
you've got to.
It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
You
I
know
liked
what?
it.
I liked it the first time, and every time I watched it after that, I liked it less and less and
Yes.
less and less and less.
I agree.
To the point, to the last time I watched it, and this is how I knew I was bored with the flick, I got right to the treehouse scene. And then I was done with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When
Yeah.
'cause that's a great scene.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
great
is.
scene.
Yep.
That's a great scene. So anyway, the question was that Disney owns Marvel. Why in the world aren't they building like a Marvel park?
Right.
Right.
Gold, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they don't own everything.
Ooh.
So like you have still some of these theme parks, and I can't remember the year that it all quits. Some of these theme parks that have these different rides and different. See, is it Universal? I think
Universal Studios.
Universal has the rights to certain things.
Right.
That they got off of Marvel to make for rides and things like certain characters, certain,
gotcha.
certain whatever. And Disney, even though they own it, doesn't own that because that was a part of the contract before they were sold.
It's kind of like owning your property, but not the mineral rights. Yeah.
Sort of like that. Yeah, sort of like
That
that.
sucks.
Sort of like that.
Yeah.
Now, eventually they will. But I was kind of thinking, you know what? Why, they don't own, what do they own, what they don't know? I don't know. Because it seems like all the characters.
I know Universal has Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Universal does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that for sure, but I can't remember. I believe there's something else, but I can't remember what it is.
See,
Which
because
one it
and
is.
I'm trying to think right off the top of my head some of these amusement parks that have these different kind of things in them. I know that the big one, this is DC, but I know the Superman rides. Which
Well,
is a
the
pretty big
Superman
one.
ride. Where is that? Is
Six
that a Busch,
Flags?
I couldn't remember if it was Busch Gardens or Six Flags.
Six
Uh,
Flags?
It's not Busch Gardens.
What's the one up there in
Ohio?
In
It's
Ohio?
not. It's
Cedar
on
Point?
Cedar Point.
Cedar
It's on Cedar Point.
No,
Nope, not Cedar Point.
Okay.
It was
But it's
Batman,
gotta
wasn't
be-
it? Batman was Cedar Point.
No, they have Cedar Point doesn't have any themed like that. They
The
have
Looney Tune.
Yeah, well, they have the Peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was Looney Tune one
Yeah, because
time.
Charlie Brown's on their sign and all that stuff. But they don't have any themed rides like that.
Yeah. So maybe one day.
See, I've
though.
never been down to Disney, but I tell you one thing I would like to do if I ever got a chance to go is be in the Star Wars part there.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just want to be in the hallway or in right there when a platoon of stormtroopers walk by.
Yeah,
we
that'd
were
be
I
cool.
just
would
want
be
to feel
cool.
that.
Last-
I would love to
Paulie
see that.
loves
last summer,
Avatar, by
whenever
the
we
way.
went, Carol and I went down there to Disney. We were standing in line. We were getting our pictures taken with Chip and Dale. And
I saw those when I was in the 90s when they came to Fairmont and they did it all dance and they loved that. Chicks love
oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that was great. But while we're standing there, we didn't realize that all of a sudden the gates open up and music starts playing. We were standing right there,
Yeah, I remember
and they
that,
started
yeah.
coming out. And matter of fact, I thought I took video of it.
I think you did, actually.
and sent it on Messenger and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
but
did.
it's cool as hell. We were right there.
Universal Studio has the Incredible Hulk coaster.
I remember riding that.
Yeah, Marvel.
One ain't in
superhero,
Japan, though.
But I'll tell you
Disneyland.
another thing. Like going back to
Universal. Universal has almost all of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Pandora and all that. You've got to go down there. If you go to Disney, go over to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
They've got Pandora, and when the night the sun goes down and everything, all the stones you can step where it looks like it glows.
Yeah,
like
that's
whenever
cool.
you step, and then all the plants end up glowing.
See, I
and
think
all
that
Oh,
was,
that's wild.
and that's one thing I liked about the movie. First time I saw Avatar was when I was watching it in 3D, and
Yeah.
you could see when they was going through the forest and things, all the different colors.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty awesome to watch of a movie.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the thing, and like how many people actually go down to Disney and check this thing out and associate it actually with Avatar.
Right.
You know what I mean? The park probably
Well-
sells more Avatar, even though that was a high-grossing movie. I might
Yeah,
add.
it was very.
Yeah, it
very
was.
Yeah.
The funny part about it is the park.
What was
the
the
part
Dragon Ride
of the
thing?
park that was
Oh.
Banshee, Flight of the
Yeah,
Banshee.
Flight of the
Let me
Banshee.
tell you something.
Pretty awesome.
That freaking awesome. I hate roller coasters. I absolutely hate roller coasters. Carol got me on there for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
Got me on a roller coaster. Last one that we really rode was Flight of the Banshee. But it's not like your typical
It's like
roller
virtual
coaster.
reality.
It's more like virtual reality. You put 3D glasses on. You're all sitting in a row on these things that are like sitting in a crotch rocket, right? The pad comes up behind your back, around the back of your calves and everything. While you're on this thing, there is this screen's at least 5 stories high, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like 200 to 300 feet wide.
That's crazy.
Okay, they kind of move you out away from the floor and everything. You're never moving any further than that. It kind of twists and turns
Yeah.
and stuff
Along
like
with
that.
the film or whatever.
But it's like you're riding one of them Banshees. All of a sudden, you'll come up and you'll see where you're getting ready to go ahead and land on something for a
Yeah.
moment. When you land, if that thing snorts, you can feel it vibrating from like the
wild.
center
Oh, wow.
out into your legs.
That's
You can
crazy.
feel it breathing between your legs and everything. It is absolutely cool as hell.
That's wild.
I
Wow.
go back down. That's going to be one of the first things I get on. And
What park is that in, Joe?
that's in the Animal Kingdom Park.
Animal
It's
Kingdom.
in the actual Pandora. But that's what I was getting ready to say. Whenever you go to the Animal Kingdom Park, the people that don't know they're in Pandora, it's because they can't read. Because there's signs everywhere.
No, really?
That you're entering into Pandora and stuff like that. And we got lucky because the sun was getting ready to go down. And you could tell some of the plants and everything was starting to come to life. But we went and got on this ride. It was like the Navari, or I can't remember what that river was called. But anyway, it takes you down into these caverns and everything else. And it's all them bright lights and everything, like the plants are glowing in the dark and all that. When we got done with the ride and came out, it was dark.
Wow.
And everything was alive, man. It was. We took all kinds of pictures, but the pictures do absolutely no justice to.
Yeah.
Well, last time I was there, Disney Animal Kingdom had just opened,
Mm.
so all they had was the safari ride, and that's pretty much it.
I'm checking this.
They didn't really have a whole lot, so
Are they?
that's awesome.
Were they making another Avatar movie?
Yeah, there's supposed to be like 5 more of them, I think, something like that. They signed a contract with Cameron. Now I don't know where they're at because I haven't heard anything about them.
Avatar 2, 2021.
Yeah, and we're still talking 2 years away.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
It must going to be big,
Yeah.
but is it going to compete with anything Marvel? I doubt.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. It doesn't compete with Star Wars.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Which the next time I think that I'll be able to go down to Disney, I think that Millennium Falcon ride.
It should be all that stuff.
yeah,
Most of
it'll
it's.
be
I
up
think
and
most of
running.
it's supposed to be done later this year. I think, isn't
it's
it?
this year in early spring.
If you could go into like the resort and
Yeah.
they treat you like
Right.
you're in Star Wars and you get your own name and you play the parts,
See, that's, man, I would love to do
how
that.
cool is that?
Man, I would love to do that.
How cool
Yeah.
is that?
About $5,000 for 2 people.
I'd still
fine.
do it though. It's Star Wars, man. I like.
Well, all you guys go, and then the wives will all get our own place somewhere else.
If you
Megan
think
would
I'm
be down
gonna-
with that, 100%.
Yes.
If you
And
think
we'll
I'm going to
go
be
stay
allowed to go
somewhere
down
else.
to Disney, without taking Carol, you're
No,
crazy.
Carol will go. She's just
Oh,
going to
yeah.
stay in a different hotel with the women.
Megan,
Oh.
And
Megan
you guys
definitely.
can stay at the Star Wars
She
place.
she would be all over that.
Yeah.
And Colt could be like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
Because we
Carol and
don't-
I actually talked about that kind of stuff. There would be days where, like, you and Todd would be really big into the Universal, or not Universal, but the Hollywood Studios
Okay.
and all that, because that's where the Star Wars is going to be. That's where a lot of other things that you would enjoy. Then there's like the Animal Kingdom.
I would like that.
I actually loved Animal
Yeah.
Kingdom. I like
I
critters
love
anyway.
acting like an animal. I'm an animal.
Well, acting, the studios, yeah.
Oh, I see. I got you. Asshole.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, I want to remind you also, coming up on July 13th with the Airsoft, the Harrison-Marion County Airsoft Club, they are going to have their big benefit. Everything's going to St. Jude. All the proceeds going to St. Jude. You can check them out on Facebook, which is going to be pretty cool. We've been doing a lot of research on airsoft stuff. And they have between spring-loaded and you have electrical weapons and you have
Air.
gas. Oh, listen, it just seems like a good time.
Yeah.
It seems like a good time.
I actually found one. It's $990 on Amazon.
Did you buy
And
it?
no, I didn't buy it. She would kill me. But it shoots 950 feet per
Oh
second.
my gosh.
Listen, that's dangerous.
Don't those hurt?
That's
Well,
dangerous.
hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
it
it hurt.
I
It's
don't know.
actually
We
small
should
Why
game.
would
find
you
out.
sign up for that?
It's actually small game hunting.
No.
Is what it was being advertised for, but it's actually an airsoft rifle.
Nuts.
God.
That's
My Lord.
nuts. Also, want to remind you, coming up this Thursday down in Shinston at the American Legion starting at 6, the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 59, along with the American Legion, they're going to have a flag retirement ceremony. We encourage everybody to attend for that. We'll be down there doing a little bit of stuff. Still kind of debating if a live video or just a recorded video, don't know. I think it's going to be probably recorded,
I think
but I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I won't be there. 'Cause
Right.
I have a ball game at 7:30.
See, I don't know what time.
See,
I'm getting
Darren will
back
be down
from
in Charleston. See, everything.
We'll run for the wall.
We're getting ready to do this big bike ride over the weekend with Memorial Day, so don't forget about all that. Chad and Todd and Darren will be down in D.C. for that. Make sure you take some GoPros.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've
Make
got
sure you take some
3 of them there
GoPros.
at the house.
I
I'm
don't
getting
have
ready
any.
to
Brucey,
turn
what's
them
your big plans for Memorial Day? You have anything?
I have that week off, so.
Oh, nice.
Wait a minute.
Well, my birthday will be on the 29th.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
The
yeah.
29th. Are we going to be here for on the 29th?
We're going to have to take him to Fujiyama for his birthday.
Listen, yes, we were going to do something. We're going to do something for Bruce's freaking birthday. Holy cow, the 29th. Write that down. Somebody remember that.
29th.
29th.
May 29th.
Well,
Yeah.
should we put that on? Is that calendar worthy?
That might be the very first one, actually.
So
That
we
thing's
have-
getting pretty
yeah.
full, though.
We kind of lost the marker for it.
We kind of did.
Yeah.
What day is that on, Bruce?
That's, I think, a Wednesday.
A
A
Wednesday?
Wednesday?
Yeah, that's probably right, because June 1st would be Little
June
League
1st
closing
is-
ceremonies. That's a
yeah.
Saturday. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Godzilla opens up on Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe
Wow. Maybe you should go to
We're gonna go to
Godzilla for
Godzilla.
Bruce's
Maybe
birthday.
we'll do that. We'll just do that
I
on
wonder-
Bruce's birthday.
I wonder if we can get a connection.
guys go
to the
do that.
theater,
That would be awesome.
And we can do like a review, like
like
a
we
Rogan
could do
Radio
some
review.
kind of- we
like,
could do
hey,
some-
we're here for Bruce's birthday. You know.
Yeah, and actually do a little promotion for
Yeah, yeah.
Bruce's birthday up at like Cinemark or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You know what? We're going to work on that.
yeah. That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
and then come
Bruce,
home and
how
tell
old-
me all about it.
How old you going to be, Bruce?
I will be 48.
40
Right.
freaking 8. Damn, you're old.
I'm getting
Brucey.
old.
Dang, you don't look a day over 50,
Just a
though. Thank
puppy.
God.
Just
Thank
a
God,
puppy.
yeah.
Nah, Bruce actually holds his age pretty well. See, I'm
Yeah.
48, and I look like I'm about 60. And I
Yeah.
feel like it. I've been hacking, doing all this like pollens
You've
in
had
the
a
air.
cold, babe.
Cold. Listen, let me tell you how shitty my life's
He's
been
had a
lately.
miserable. He's been actually
It all
just
started
miserable.
with that Shinston house. And
Yep.
So I go over there, I get poison oak, and I get it all over me. Right.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
So then all of a sudden it goes away. I'm good for about 2 days.
yeah, after you got steroids.
Then it comes back. No, this was later. This was on the
Oh.
second time.
Oh,
I
the
got it.
second time. Okay.
So Michelle gives me steroids. The only problem with that is it's frivoled everything up. You know, but to take the poison
Sure.
ivy away.
Yeah, it's gone.
So as soon as I get it wasn't poison ivy. As soon as I get done with the poison oak, then I catch a cold.
Uh-oh.
This was like right before last Friday or something. Last Friday or Thursday, right before
Yeah,
graduation.
he was coming into work. He just.
Oh, it was
Oh,
ridiculous.
Lord,
Who
it's-
catches a cold? So then I get over the cold, okay?
Okay.
So, but in the process of getting a cold, because you cough so much of getting a cold, I give myself bronchitis. Because I'm coughing it, I just
That's not
inflame
like-
everything.
Literally bronchitis, but feels like bronchitis.
It feels like bronchitis.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're coughing, if your lungs are burning every time you breathe, I call that bronchitis.
Then you need to get an antibiotic.
Well, that's all gone. I don't do antibodies.
No.
I'm all about bodies. I'm not antibodies.
Right.
So anyway, so I get past that. So now all of a sudden, I've got this stuff. If I tilt my head the right way, shit falls out of my nose, and it's like that orange junk. So now I have
Yeah.
a sinus infection.
So what's next?
I think I'm just going to go outside and shoot myself. Just
You know.
get it all over with and no. So it's just I'm just going with the
No.
flow now.
You better get ready because you don't need that crap on the boat.
It sounds like you
Nope.
just have a weak immune system.
It sounds like it does, or I'm just depressed.
It's
I
just-
tell him all the time to take vitamin C, but he doesn't
yeah,
listen,
yeah,
Jimmy.
It's it.
Well,
It's just that I
Doesn't
have been.
listen,
Why would you
Jimmy.
listen
have
to a
been-
nurse?
I have been. Well, I have
Exactly.
one thing I have been cursed with, or blessed with, depending on how you look at it. Since the day I was born, I have been blessed with perfect sinuses for nobody.
Oh.
I mean, I can't breathe. If anything, if it is not the absolute perfect condition, I have terrible sinus problems. Terrible. Always have. My mom has them. Everybody. I mean, I'll get headaches. I just can't breathe. It comes, and then what's crazy is it'll happen 1 second, 15 minutes later, it's completely gone. Bizarre thing.
If I'm like when I'm working, if I'm underneath the house or doing something,
Dust.
and
Some
stuff,
Yeah.
kinda- some-
for
I-
2
I-
days it's over. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
does
Bizarro.
that,
It's
yep.
bizarro like that.
Yeah.
Bizarro. Oh, it could turn into pneumonia, Chuck. Thanks, Judy. Dr. Hall's wife, St. Jude, tells me it could turn into pneumonia.
I just I got a friend request from St. Jude. And of course, I said accept.
Aww.
As soon as it
St.
came across,
Jude's the-
absolutely.
St. Jude, she's
Yeah,
the
we
best.
saw Dr. Hall and St. Jude today.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
her.
it was a
They
nice
were at the
scene
party.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, if
Good.
you'd
And
have
I
came to
wasn't.
the party, you'd have seen it.
Listen,
Yeah,
that
that's right.
honest to God, that just-
Dr. Hall.
that slipped my mind. I feel about this big. I read that. I
You
did, it
really
just
should,
slipped my mind.
D-Mac. You really should.
I do.
Jeez, Louise, listen to that.
I do. That
Just
just
kidding.
that literally. Just
You know,
slipped my
just
mind.
I'm
to
just
make it
kidding.
up to us,
You did miss some good food, though.
listen.
Yeah.
It was really good
To make
food.
it up to us, you should invite us over to have a pool party.
Okay.
Yes.
We need to do a live broadcast.
I'm going to
Absolutely, I
swim
think
in
so.
your pool.
Okay, go. It's working.
Go.
It's 90
There's-
degrees
I'm
right
not
now.
even-
I'm
tell
going to go
that
with
story.
Megan to Walmart while you guys get swimming in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah. So let Megan go. Walmart.
I want to ride one of the big chickens.
Hey, wait till I'm telling you.
Is there
tonight,
chickens?
Listen,
Oh,
when
the
I get
chicken
home,
floats.
I will put that thing floated out in the pool, and then I'll send you my
vid-
video.
okay.
Listen, to
Yeah.
it's huge.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to shut this shit show down. But remember, like next week, we're going to be alternating now because we are in summertime hours. Tomorrow we're off.
Summertime.
Then we'll be
sweet
back the next
summertime.
week. Blah 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 blah. Back and forth up until probably sometime in August, September,
September.
maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Because we got Little League going on.
Yep.
We have boating going on.
Yep.
We have bike rides going on.
Vacations.
We have vacations going
Vacations.
on. We have all these different things. We have our lives
Summertime
going on.
stuff.
It's summertime stuff.
Yeah.
Mowing lawns going on. Building garages going on. Sun tanning going on. We have
Yeah.
all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce's birthday though, that's gonna be legit.
That's gonna be fun.
boys.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be legit.
Yeah.
So anyway, on behalf of the absent Jimmy Whiz from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Todd Beck, we also have the one and the only chap, Shio from Monongah,
Whoop, whoop.
down from Shinston. We have the D-Mac down there, the director of the show.
D-Mac.
We have the other D, who, by the way, look at him. Do you notice anything different about him?
Hey, I saw him before you guys did.
Yeah, he got rid of his big billy goat. He still has his goatee, but he got rid of it.
Yeah.
Down way back there yonder, I can sort of see her. Heather's way down there. Give Heather a big round of applause. Yeah, she could have been up here sitting in front of the air conditioner, but instead she's down there. You
I
know,
have the perfect seat in the house.
perfect. Is it blowing right on you pretty good?
Oh, yeah. There
Very
ain't no
nice.
Jimmy big head blocking it and everything.
Straight from Tokyo, Japan, almost ready to have a birthday, turning 48 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Takahashi. Yeah. And the lovely and talented always, the one and the only, so much today, the Chewbacca of the show, actually the goose of the show, actually the sidekick of the show, best friend of the show, actually my wife,
Yep,
the Woodchopper Queen from Webster Springs back in, what year was that? 67,
90?
68?
Oh,
Jesus.
Lord.
Well,
Try it again.
Oh, my
90-something?
91.
91, Miss Woodchopper down from
Yeah.
Webster Springs.
Yeah, very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle
Yay.
Rogan. Yeah. Hey, until next time, whenever that might be, thanks for listening. And once again, you have been listening to Rogan Radio.
Night, night.
See ya.
Later.